Hello everyone, so welcome back to my channel. For those who don't know me, my name is Aditya, and in this particular video we'll be working upon one of the challenge from Workout Wednesday site. So in this particular video, our main aim is to build a heat map and a bar graph parallelly, and we are going to show the employee working hour, and we have to create one parameter that will change dynamically according to the day level, week level, on the month level, according to the start and the end date provided by the user. So there's a lot of interactivity in this particular example, so we'll be building from scratch. So I hope you guys are excited by now, and if you're following me from a longer period of time, or if you're new to this channel and you have watched only some of my videos, and if you find my videos meaningful and you learn something from it, then do subscribe to the channel and also hit the like button if you like the content. So now let us directly jump into my video and see what we are going to build, and then be starting our process. So hello everyone, so in this particular week we'll be working upon the Workout Wednesday challenge, that is to create a dynamic date scene and heat map. So this is a challenge by Erika, and how visualization look is suppose if I select any project and if I give the particular date range, suppose if I give my date range from 11th of July to 24th of July, okay, and if I want to see by default table, so the visualization will be similar to Monday to Friday, we are working, and Saturday Sunday are off, right? But here Saturday somebody has worked overtime or something like that, right? So if I change this visualization to day level, then default and day are same actually, and if I change it to the week level, then it will show the 2 weeks, there are 2 weeks, right, which we saw. And if I change to month level, so we are looking only into the July month, so it will show all the hours in the July month for the particular range selected. So how cool is that, right? So this is one of the challenges I really like and I wanted to work upon. So let us work together and build this dashboard in Tableau from scratch. So I hope you guys are excited by now. So what we are going to do is just okay, so I have opened my Tableau desktop, and this is the dataset which I have loaded into this. So you can see there are only 5 columns, the project's date, employee name, weekday, and the minutes, right? So the first task what we need to do is we need to form this kind of bar graph, right, with the particular members that are present in a particular project, right? So what we are going to do is we can just drag this employee name to the row shelf, and we can drag the minutes column into the column shelf, and just sort it by, click on sort, and what we want to sort is by field, right? So the minute by minute we want to filter the professionals who are working in a company, and we want to arrange in descending order. So just click on OK, and what we want to do is just drag this minute to the label shelf, right? So you can see these are the these are the minutes Elizabeth Moffat has worked, but what we really want is in this visualization, if you can see, so she has divided into hours and minutes, right? So how to do that? So what we can do is, first thing is we need to create one calculated field that is known as hours. So in this hours, what we can do is just we can write minutes divided by 60, right? 1 hour equal to 60 minutes, we know. So with the help of that we can convert it into hours. Click on OK and drag this hours to the label shelf. So you can see these 2 hours, right? So now it is showing so many projects, right? But what we want to see is we want to filter the data by project level, right? So what we can do is we can just drag this project to the filter shelf and just select see as if now, and click on apply and click on OK. Perfect. So now this is looking perfect, and what I want to do is okay, so now what we want to do is we want to convert into hour and minute. We don't want to see this minutes and hours, right? Because these are, I cannot understand what is exactly is happening, right? So I have to explain you line by line what we are going to do. So the first thing what we need to do is we need hours, right? For hours we need sum of minutes by 60, correct, and just divide it, okay, but it will give me the decimal point. And if you search the function floor, so if any decimal point is there, and if we write the floor function, so it will round it up to the lesser values, okay. You can read from here equal or lesser value. So what we can do is just give it a floor function here, right? So now after that what we want to do is we want to give it as a string, right? Because we want to show a string like hour. So what we can do is just string, because we are concatenating with an hr, small h capital R, okay, hr, and close. So this is the for hour. And for minute, what I'm going to do is first I will write and then I will explain you what we have done actually. What we are doing is, like, if this condition is true, like if we are giving like sum of minute, percentage means like the modulus operator, so it will check the remainder. So if it is less than 10, then what I want is I want to add 0, and then I want to do the same operation, like this sum of percentage divided by 60, right? Like what's the 60? If it is not true, then what I want is I want to run only this, and just bracket close. Okay, so now my calculation is valid, right? So let me just click on OK first and just test it out, like if it is running well or not, and just remove this. Okay, so now it is giving me hours and minute, right? So it will be not similar to that, because in that what they have done is they have also project level and by month level also they have done it, right? If I change it to default, if I change it to project C, okay, so as if now like we are not going date range, right? So let us try to understand what I have done here is. So let me just explain you. So this was very simple. So what we have done is, like, this you might have understand. So we have taken hours, so minute, 1 hour equal to 60 minutes, so minute by 60 equal to hour. So this will be a number, so we'll be getting decimal place number, so we return floor function to like lowest place of decimal, it will round it off. And after that we have converted into string, because we are writing it as an hour, right? It's like this much hour, so we have to concatenate with the string, that's why we have converted this into string. Then plus, then hour, then plus, then this is the condition of minute. So what we have done here is, like, suppose, like if you get, so suppose like if you divide 1745, so I just so I encourage you to take a pencil or a pen with you and just divide 1745 by 60. So if you divide 1745 by 60, so what you will get is you will get a remainder 5, and your quotient will be like 62 is a 120, and then 69 is a 540, so 29 will be the your quotient. So that means like 29 hours 5 minutes, but like 5 is like only till one digit, right? You're not getting 05. So if it is more than 10, then we're getting 2 digit in the minute, but if it is less than 10, then we're getting only 4. So we have added 0 in front of that, so just to make it a more formatable, like to look good in the visualization, that's why we have added this 0 here. And this is just simply doing the modulus operation. So I hope you're clear with that. So now let us try to create two parameters, like data start date and end date, and try to match the hours, like if it is coming correct or not. So what we can do here is just write start date, and what we can do is just give it as a date field and all value, and I want to display it as this type. Okay, click on OK and just create one more parameter, that is the end date, and just change it to date field, and just change the view as this one, and click on OK, and just show the two parameters that we have created, start date and end date. Okay, so in the particular example that Erika has taken, so 11 July to 24 July. So just change it to 11 July to 24 July to just match the value. So as if now the parameter will not work, so we have to wire it up, right? So we need to create a calculated field, right? So what we need to do is date range. So it is very simple. What we can do is we can just write this date field from here if it is greater than equal to the start date. the date field is less than equal to end date, right? Then we want to change our visualization, so just drag this date range to the filter shelf and change it to true and click on apply, click on OK, and just go to label and click on allow labels to overlap other marks. So now you can see 46 hour 15 minute, 46 hour 15 minute, 45 hour 48 minute, 45 hour 40 minutes. So our calculation is correct. So we are reaching to our end goal. So now what we can do is we can just add this both to context, because like we both want to change it, right? Because we have two dimension filters, so we want to add into, because we want to take in consideration both the filters, not one filter. That's why we are adding this to context. So this is our working hours bar chart, right? And we want to change the color, so let us see what color she has used. Okay, and I'll just change it according to my wish. Just okay, this color I will take, click on OK, perfect. Go to label, and in this label what we want to do is we want to go inside and we want to change the color, right? So what we can do is just go to label and just click on this and mark match color, or just give it white. Okay, now it's looking fine, and just give it fit height so it will look better. And we don't want to see this thing, so just don't show header. So now it is looking perfect, right? Like it is closer to our result. So now what I want to do is, now we want to create a heat map, and we want to create this date range, date level parameter, which should change the visualization according to this day, week and month. So now let us try to solve that. So what we have to do is just let me rename the sheet as heat map. Okay, so now we have got the start date and the end date. So now what we want is we want number of days, right? Like how many days are counted, because number of days we have to do this calculation. Like if you see this challenge and if you go to this site, I'll be providing the link in the description, so you can see like they have provided like default based on date range. Like for a date range less than 28 days, aggregated by days. If it is less than 90 days, aggregate by week, and if it is otherwise, aggregate by month. So we need to calculate how many days the user is selecting, right? So date range I will just give, because according to that date range. And what we have to do is we can use the date difference function, right? So date difference, and what I want is I want the day, how many days, and what I can take is I want to select the start date, comma, I want to select the end date, and just close the bracket. Calculation is valid. Okay, click OK, perfect. So our date range is done, right? So now what I want to do is I want to write this calculation, right? So let us try to write this calculation. So let me just write this. So we are writing date level, and this is for default. Like if the user select default, then what should happen? So like if our date range, right, if it is less than equal to 28 days, then if it is less than equal to 28 days, then we want to aggregate it by days, right? So what we can do is we can use date trunc function here, date trunc, and in this particular case we want to aggregate by day, and our main field is date, right? Else if our date range is less than equal to 90 days, then we want to aggregate by week, right? So date trunc, okay, date trunc, and just write week here, and from the date field, and just copy this for the anything other than these two. We want it to be aggregated by month level, right? So just Control V after copying and just change it to month level, and end. So our calculation is valid. Click on OK. And now what I want to do is, let us just try to make the heat map first. So just date level here and just convert it to say exact date. Okay, and just change it to discrete. Okay, so now what I want is, I want to give these two filter in both the sheet, right? So what I can do is I can just go here, apply to worksheet, all using this data source, and same for this, all using this data source. So if I go to this sheet, so now it will be now you can see the number of days that we have been reduced because we have given these two condition in these two sheet. Just show the parameter here also, just to check our analysis if we are doing correct. And what I want is, I want the employee name, right? And what I want is I want to show number of hours here, hours a minute. So what I can do is I can just tag the minutes to the color. Perfect. And just go to the edit colors and just select purple and just click on apply. Okay, this is not the purple we want. Okay. So let us take the color that we took here, like from the hex code. Just copy this hex code, Control C, and paste it here. Change this colors and change it to this color. Click on OK, apply. Okay, perfect. So now what I want is, I want to show the hours and minutes into the label shelf. So now what I want to do is I can just change the mark type to square. Perfect. So now it is not sorting in the one which Erica has done. So she has sorted the list. Like suppose if I select any project A, so it will show the name from like the number of hours like are more, right? Minutes are more. So what we can do is we can just sort it by the field, that is minute. So go to sort by, click on field, and we want to arrange it by descending order, and we want to take in consideration minutes. Minutes. Okay, and click on cut and just select this project A to match with Erica, like if you're getting closer to a result or not. So now if I see, so now you can see 10 hour 15 minute, 6 hour 40 minute, 8 hour 10 minute. So we are getting closer to a result. So it is looking perfectly fine, right? Just change it to entire view as if now, so it will look cleaner. So now what we want to do is, so now we are getting closer, right? So this is done. So now what I want to do is I want to create one filter, right? Like this labels I want to create for the default level. Like we have created this date range, but we have created this date level calculation, but we also want it to be dynamically changed here. The label should also change, right? So I'm just duplicating it and click on edit. And what I want is, like if our date range is less than equal to 28, then what I want is, I want it to aggregate by day level, right? So day level, what I can do is I can just write date name function. I want to show week, so week name, right? So I can just write weekday, like Monday, Tuesday I want. So weekday, comma, our date field. Okay, and the weekday also I only want to see the first three digits, first three alphabet. Like Monday I want only MON, so just write 3 here. So why I'm writing 3 here is because I'll be using the left function. So left function will give me the starting 3 digits from the left position, so it will give me MON. Just close the bracket. 1 2 bracket starting and 1 2 bracket closing. Okay, Then what I want to do is I want to also show in uppercase. So just change it to upper. Change it to this. Okay. And okay, and if it is like week level, then what I want to show is for week level, let us see what she is showing. So for the week level she is showing, so for the week level she is showing WC dash 11 July and starting days and the 18 July. Okay, the week days she is showing. So what we can do here, the user select week, so they want it as like WC, then space, then like day, and then dash, and then July, right? So what I can do here is like we have written till day, then what I want is I want one dash to be inserted, then I want to do, what I'm doing here is I'm just concatenating it, right? So that's why I'm using the plus operator here. So now what I can do is just I can write one more plus here, and here what I want to show is I want to show the month, right? Correct. So this is perfect. And if like both the condition are not true, then what I want to show is I want to do it as a month level. So on the basis of month level, let us see what they are doing. So on the basis of month level, they just want to show July. Okay, so this is simple. So just copy this and just paste this. Okay, so now let us try to find out where we are getting error. So upper is being called with a string comma integer. Upper is being called with a string comma integer. Okay, so what I can do is just copy this here and paste it here. So what we are getting error is like upper and a string something, right? Upper function is called, just I have written here string because it was not taking the value. So I have just written string here, and as I drag this rename this field. So rename this field to be data default label. So this is a label, right? Just drag this label to the column shelf and let us see if it is working, and just hide this header, and now perfect, now it is showing. So since we have not created a parameter that will dig into like the different level, right? So now what I want to do is we want to create one parameter, that is date level. Okay, just change it to string, and we want to give it a list, and what we want to give here is we want to give here is like default day, week, month. Okay, so default, then days, weeks, and months. Okay, perfect. Now click on OK and just show the parameter. So this parameter is not working as if now, right? We need to wire it up. So what we can do is just create one calculated field and just name it as date level. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to give it a case statement, case date level parameter, right? So just drag this parameter to here. So case date level. So when the user select default, then what I want is I want to show this date level default, right? And when the user select the argument is days, weeks, and months. Days, but then I want to show the default. If it is days, then what I want to do is I want to trunk it, use date trunk, and I just want to show day. Here we have to write day in small letter and with the help of date field, right? And just close the bracket. And when the user selects, just copy this and paste it 2 times and just write and also. Now we'll just change this thing. So when we select weeks, then what I want to show is I want to show it week level. And when the user select months, then what I want to do is I want to show it month level, right? Perfect. So click on OK. Now this date level calculation have been done, right? So now what we want to do is just this date level, just change it to here and just change it to exact date and change it to discrete field, right? And just this date level default we will just remove it from here, and this is so this is perfect. So now if I change it to, suppose if I change it to days, so it will be same. If I change it to weeks, it should show 2 weeks. Okay, it is showing 2 weeks like this, 10th and first week and 17th week, but it is not aggregating it. And the third is the month field. So month also it is showing the full month, but it is not aggregating, right? So what we want to do is we want to show aggregation also, right? So what we can do is just duplicate this and change the label. Now once we are doing label, so it will aggregate it. So date level labels. So for saving us time, what I've done is I've just copied the calculation which I'm going to write. So I'll just explain you. So if you have understood this date level default calculation, then it is same calculation. Only thing we are doing is we are just using this parameter here again, and when the user select default, then we want to show this date level default label, and when it is days, then we want to show the label as like this, like we have done for the date level default. And for weeks we want to show weeks starting from this same date rank week we want to show first, then we want to show month, and in the if it is month level aggregate, then we want to show the month by 3, like July is JUL. So just click on OK. So this is almost same calculation we have done. So what we want to do is just drag this data level labels to the column shelf and remove this calculation and hide the header. So now if I change my this date level to days, so this is perfect. When I change it to week, so now it is perfect. So now you can see like it is showing only 2 weeks, right? So now when I change it to month, it should show only July. Perfect. So now our calculation is perfect. So now it is perfect. So now we are getting closer to our result. Now the only thing is if I change it to week level, or if I change it to day level, so you can see here also like she's getting boxes, and here also like she's getting like they have not worked on this particular Saturday, but like it is showing like this, like the user is able to select these boxes, but here we are not able to select where there is blank, right? So in this particular case what we can do is we can just write one simple table calculation, so that will provide us with the boxes. So what we can do is just write window sum and sum of minutes, bracket close, enter, and just change it to discrete. Perfect. And just what we can do is just write a minus here, so it will give a perfect, so it will show in descending order. So what we can do is just hide the header here, like just click on here and just hide the header. So now it is perfect, right? So the only thing is we need to do is we need to just format the tooltip a little bit, and we are getting closer to a result. So what we can do is just save it first, and then we will just work on it. So what I want to do is just drag the vertical container first, then I want 2 horizontal container, then I want blank, blank. Okay, and I want to give text in the first blank, top one. And what I want to give here is just want to give copy this dynamic date to visualize. Just copy this dynamic dates with Heatmap. I'm just copying full thing because I just want to give this workout Wednesday, Control C and just copy paste, and this I'm putting in next line. And what I'm doing here is I'm just center aligning, changing the font color to black. I think it should be perfect. Okay, so now leave it as it is. Okay, you'll be changing the size as if now, but let us just change the size. Just change it to say 22 at least, 24, and just bold the second one and click on OK. Perfect. So now what I want is, this is perfect. Dynamic dates to visualize a teamwork hour. Dynamic dates to visualize teamwork hours. Okay, so click on OK. Perfect. So now what I want is I want to give it to the filter, and then what I want is I want to show these things, right? So what I can do is I can just drag one more blank here. In this blank I will give filter, so just drag it here, and in this particular shape what I want to do is I want to just drag it to the up and drag the working hours. Drag the working hours. Perfect. And the heat map. And drag the heat map. Okay, now drag this to on the right hand side. Drag it to left hand side. Perfect. So now just drag it till the up, little bit down. Just remove this heading. Now we need to do the formatting. So I don't want to show this label, right? Oh sorry, I'm still click on Tooltip label, just hide label, and I just don't want to show this title as well. And what I want to do is I want to show it as fit height, and same for this, I want to show it as a fit height, and I don't want to show the employee name, right? So now what we have to do is just we have to do some formatting, right? So what we can do is go to layout and just increase the inner padding here. So what does it will do is it will shift it to the center. So once you find out like this is the perfect, so just stop it there. Okay, and bottom don't lock it, and in bottom you don't want the padding to be there because you want to shift it to the thing. Okay, so now it's looking perfect, right? Just click on perfect. So now we are getting closer to a result, like almost same. Project A, if I search here, if I change it to project A, so now you can see like we are getting for all the hours like how much she has worked, and this is the total hours in the form of bar graph, right? So how you were able to learn something from this video, and you learn how to build your dashboard from scratch. Now what we need to do is we need to do a little bit more formatting, and we have to deep dive into tooltips and just go to formatting and just change the formatting to fit it in the entire view. So that's it. So thank you for watching this particular video. If you have made this far in this particular video, then I congratulate you all. And for more such content, and if you like this video meaningful, then subscribe it and also like it, and also share it with your friends if possible. So see you soon in the next video. Bye bye.